Hey, gamers! There's a lot of gamers out there, right? How many gamers? So if my maths is correct, 2.7 billion of you play games. That means y'all must have a favorite genre of game. I mean, there's so many to choose from: adventure, arena shooter, battle royales, but I know it's a dating simulator, you dirty fucking. So, I was making a video about the genre of hero shooters in general, and after a couple of hours when I go to rewatch it, I was like, but I feel like hero shooters are a genre alongside battle royale that just never die. And if I'm honest, esports probably has a lot to do with that. Holy shit, this is boring as fuck. But it's okay, I didn't want those hours of my life anyway. So, I thought, if I can't make it interesting, why don't I just get a lot of friends to make it for me? So, sit back, relax, and enjoy our favourite genres on video games. So, if you haven't figured out yet, I love horror. In both films and games, even though it keeps me up at night trying to hide in my duvet because I'm too fucking scared. And before, all I really did was watch shitty horror films on Netflix. But after a while you seem to realise that every single one of them are all the same, just going boo! And that's all they rely on. So naturally, like the drug addict I am, I moved to something a little bit more hardcore. I mean, if horror was drugs, films would be weed, and the games would be shrooms, bro. I'm telling you, that shit's fun. And I use this example because, I mean, they're completely different things. Because unlike films, games can immerse you in this spooky hell of a world they place you in for some sadistic fun. But I do keep playing them, so I guess it works. Although there can be a lot of shockingly shit horror games out there. You know, the ones that are just based on jump scares and that's it. I mean, you remember the furry game? You know, the weird and furry, like, horror game? That one? Yeah. But the horror games that are actually good are amazing and 100% worth all of your time and money. Okay, well, maybe not all of your money. I mean, you're just paying to fucking get scared. I mean, come on. For games like Phasmophobia, Resident Evil 7, GTFO, Shrek? Wait, they made a Shrek game? Holy shit, I'm like researching this while doing the script and oh my god, there's so many of them. But the game that really stands out to me in this horror genre is a game called Darkwood. Sorry, I mean Darkwood is a top-down horror game. A top-down horror game doesn't seem scary. However, this is genuinely one of the most immersive horror games I've ever played. It has some of the best sound design I've ever heard in my life. I would genuinely think it comes close to Escape from Tarkov's quality. And although the sounds can just be doors opening, floorboards creaking, or the disturbing noises of weird animals that you can't even see. Which turns out to be this, by the way. And it's fucking creepy. And if you're not completely freaked out yet, then here you go. There are never actually any jump scares in the game. However, the fear of a jump scare actually happening is still there throughout the whole game. The anxiety you get playing through this game is intense, as most of the time you can barely see anything around you apart from where your character is actually looking, giving you a really claustrophobic sense. Every day you have exactly 576 seconds to explore. craft. Fight.
3, 2, 1, go!
And shit yourself, because I find myself actually running away from most enemies than actually fighting them. The night in this game is probably the worst experience in a horror game I've ever had. Oh, and this bitch ain't like Minecraft. You can't just sleep the night off, dude. You gotta stay there and experience every single thing that is about to happen to you. Listen, if you're sick in the head like me, I highly recommend it. It's only $11.99 on Steam, and honestly, for that price, it's extremely worth it. And if you don't get the game, then you're a little bitch.
Games. Right, my bad for doing that, but like, yo, of all the games that came and put a mark in the gaming world, I personally think, yes, I do have a brain, bro. I don't know about people, what the fuck am I talking about? Personally think GTA, yes sir, Grand Theft Auto is a king when it comes to games that really did hold their mark in the gaming world. Bro, I feel like I'm about to rap, man. I mean, look at the current version, GTA 5. It's got endless possibilities, from being an absolute top dog, open world, realistic in the market, from having online to mods to missions to roleplay. Speaking of roleplays, I got a channel, bro. Come check out my freaking content. I make hella good spicy content with no views, but the whole concept is so developed beautifully. It's mwah. For me, it all started with Vice City, playing on my sister's boyfriend computer. While he used to clap her cheeks, I used to clap people with a tank by just typing Panzer on the keyboard. If you know what a Panzer is, man, you a legend, bro. I'm gonna kiss you on your forehead.
I'll kiss you on your forehead.
Playing that Tommy Rossetti, roaming around the city. Boy, I'm gonna cry. But then came in GTA San Andreas. Bro, first of all, when the game came in, dreams of all the suburban wannabe Eminem fuckboys came true. And CJ as the root player, living the hood life, man, to experience the charismatic events. This game is a masterpiece. Like, it is. It still stands out. It's so hot that people still make videos on it and end up getting a fuck ton content, which I never don't. I don't know why I don't get, because all in all, there came more games. Liberty City, Vice City Stories, GTA 4 and 5, which is currently the game. I'm gonna sum it up. GTA is the apex of an absolute masterclass. Like, if you play COD or you play Minecraft or you are that ugly tryhard kid from Fortnite who used to third party me every time, we all have a special place for this series, bro. We all have a special place in our heart.
Now this pick may be looked down upon because of the enormous saturation of shit that lays within the genre, but because of all the amazing memories and fun it's given me over the years, I have to say that the FPS genre is the most important gaming genre to me. These days I don't really care too much for the genre at all, to be honest. Although it does have some recent gems like Apex Legends and Titanfall 2, I'd be lying if I didn't admit that my love for the genre has hugely dwindled over time. What makes this genre so special to me is what everyone seems to refer to as, me included, the good old days of of the Call of Duty franchise. You know, from COD 4 to around Black Ops 2, before the franchise turned into the personification of the word mediocrity. Back then, not only did they actually put effort and passion into making some of the funnest FPS campaigns the industry has to offer, the multiplayer was fucking amazing. My personal favourite was of course Modern Warfare 2. That game just had such an amazing culture behind it. Like, I just can't explain it. From sniping to going for nukes to meeting new people, the shit talking, the YouTube scene around the game, just fucking everything about my experience with Modern Warfare 2 are easily my best gaming memories to date. I made so many friends and so many enemies too, but it's just part of the experience. The online aspect of this game taught me so many fucking life lessons, like how to stand up for myself, that you should just be yourself instead of faking a persona to please others, and that good things take time, as evident by how long it took me to become somewhat good at trickshotting. This game was just an amazing fucking experience, man, and I've got the FPS genre to thank for that.
Hi, I'm Ree, and I've been playing The Sims since I was 3 years old. Obviously I didn't play it, but I grew up watching my sister play, and as soon as I could, I started drowning pretend people in pools, and spending hours on making dream mansions that I would never play in again. I started on The Sims 2 and I was immediately hooked to be able to have a platform to express my creativity in a video game. I played a lot of PlayStation 2 and never really played anything with character creation at this point, nor any kind of creative game. It was mainly Tekken. And so when I found out I could create these like amazing, unique characters and then play out their stories, I was just ecstatic. The thing I love about live sims in general is that it gives everyone the option to be creative, even if you don't see yourself as artistic. Character creation has always been probably my favorite part about live sims. It's like drawing in a video game, and to have the option to create such different personalities and appearances is still fascinating to my tiny brain. It's a brilliant way for people to express themselves without having the skill of drawing or doing any kind of art like that. I know I have a problem where I envision such cool things in my head, but then when drawing or creating them I can't do it, and I never come out with what I want. And these games give me a way to do that. The thing about live sims, namely the Sims franchise, is that the game will never end. No one likes to spend years on a game with a shitty ending, and I guess in live sims it never happens. What I'm trying to say is live sims are the creative outlet for gamers and people alike. There's not a huge amount of skill in the casual genre, just experience and time, which makes it fun for everyone. And if you get bored, the live sim modding community is huge. So mod that baby up and play some Sims.
Hello, my name is Rishaan and today I'm going to be talking about Sandbox games. Now, you can't talk about Sandbox games without talking about open world games. Now, if you're an epic gamer like me, then you know how riveting an open world game is. Whether that be the vast world of Skyrim or the bustling metropolis of Chicago and Watch Dogs. Open world games give freedom to you, the gamer. Now, another term often accompanied with open world games is sandbox games. Now, although these are used quite interchangeably, in my opinion, they're quite different terms. When you think of an open world game, the first one that comes to everyone's head, I'm quite sure, is Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto would be an open world game, but when I think of sandbox, I think of games like Terraria and Minecraft. And the main difference is, in an open world game, you're already set in a world developed from the ground up by developers, and in a sandbox game, you've been given a world and you have to make of it what you can. So that way, games like Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed are open world games. You are in a certain time, in a certain place, and you experience a preset plot. But with games like Terraria and Minecraft, you approach things how you want to. You can play however you want, you can do whatever you want, and that is absolutely wonderful. Now, like I said before, when I think of a sandbox game, the first one that comes to my head is of course the one and only Minecraft. Minecraft is a game which has limitless possibilities. Due to its simplistic nature, there are many ways of playing. You can do Minecraft survival, in which you live in a world. You can do Minecraft PvP, in which you can test your clicking skills. Oh no. Hey man, what are you doing? No, you don't understand. I'm a pro Minecraft player. I can click really fast. Like, look at this. You can build beautiful things in creative mode, or you can be an engineer in Minecraft with redstone. And that's what's so perfect about a game like Minecraft. The game initially, right off the bat, is not perfect. It gives you, the player, the idea of perfect and makes you run after it. Being a teenager, I did grow up with Minecraft. Seriously speaking, I am extremely grateful for this game to exist in my life. Some of my fondest memories in gaming are from Minecraft. And that's why I not only admire the game Minecraft, but the whole idea, the genre of sandbox games. Thank you for watching. This has been Rishaan.
I want to talk to you about a game called Baldur's Gate 3. Because I feel like the only people that know what a gem this game is will be the people that are already familiar with its predecessors and or Larian Studios, which is of course the studio behind the game itself. It is one of those games that from the outside looking in, it really doesn't feel all that special, and I don't blame you. So what I'm gonna try to do over the next couple of 5 minutes is try to explain to you what makes this game so special and why people like me are so excited for it. So strap in, and this is gonna be hard, but I'll try to do my best. The reason why this game is so amazing is because Baldur's Gate 3 has unrivaled freedom, while at the same time it manages to deliver a detailed and interesting interactable world without forcing the player to walk through a narrow corridor in order to force feed you its main story. What I'm trying to say is freedom. This game is really good at freedom. And, you know, a lot of games boast about being good at freedom. I think like the word freedom in gaming has become such an overused, oversaturated marketing term that most of us have kind of become immune to it. When reviews or critics use the word freedom for a game, I think most people just kind of take that with a grain of salt. And, you know, it's fair, because in most games it just means you can choose in which sequence you want to complete missions or with which weapon you want to take out the bad guys. Even the games that are traditionally like wild open sandboxes. I think Skyrim is the classic example for this, because it's always praised as this like open sandbox amazing game, which it is a good game, but there's a lot of NPCs inside Skyrim you can't kill for quest reasons. There's very little situations that you can solve without combat, without engaging in combat. So in that sense, it really doesn't have that much freedom. The gameplay loop is always the same. Yes, you can go wherever you want, but how you solve the objectives, there's not really a lot of freedom in that. I mean, whether you want to use a bow or an axe, it's a choice, but it's also kind of redundant. Larian Studios strives to really offer you a lot of multiple ways to solve problems and objectives. Okay, enough of the praising words. I think it's much easier to actually show you what I mean instead of talking about what I mean. This is Lysel. She is one of the origin characters, meaning they spend a whole lot of time and effort into this character. Look at this horribly expensive cinematic marketing footage she's in. She's also part of the race that is the sworn enemy of the main bad guys. You know, these magical tentacle boys right here. So, what I'm trying to say, she's obviously pretty fucking important to the story. They put a lot of effort into her. You meet her in the first burning tutorial ship. She's really a strong fighter. You can decide, however, to fucking throw her off the ship and she dies.
She's dead! We just shoved her into the void. We don't even get her armor now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's literally the best armor in the game.
Oh well, let's carry on.
Yeah, let's make it challenging anyway.
Nothing of value was lost.
And she ain't coming back. That's it. She's done for the rest of the game. To put this in perspective, again, let's go back to Skyrim. This is the equivalent of Fushua dying Linda off the fucking map because she's so damn annoying and she actually dies instead of like sitting on her knees a little bit and then coming back. And you can do this with any NPC you meet, important or not. This is what makes Larian Studios amazing. Oh, by the way, she's permanently dead now. No resurrection bullshit scrolls. This bitch is gone forever on this playthrough. We will take her armor because it makes my hobo guy look fly as hell.
Hella fly, bro.
Bro, I won this in a card game. Let's go. Another thing I really like about this game is its level and art design, especially when it comes to interactability of its levels and environments. Ironically, I'm a big fan of a game no one remembers called Remember Me, where everything looked amazing but nothing was interactable. In Larian Studio games, you can interact with almost anything. So you want to drop a chest on someone's head? You can. You want to poison the goblin sangria so they all fall asleep? You can. You want to make a staircase out of crates in the middle of nowhere to give yourself advantage while you shoot your friend in the head? You can. So the environment both looks great and it's actually interactable. That's fantastic, and honestly for someone who's never played a Larian Studio game, this can feel a little bit overwhelming when you get first into it. So, what else, aside from that, makes BG3 a great game? Stealth and combat are fucking amazing. I honestly cannot break it down in a 5-minute segment. Sometimes people compare this to XCOM, and I would say that's an apt comparison. If you had permadeath in XCOM and an open world, explorable items, good NPC dialogue, a creative story, and love interest. So, but aside from that, yeah, it's pretty much XCOM. It's pretty much, yeah, good comparison. One of tactical turn-based games' greatest weakness has always been the cool factor. Let's be real here. Top-down camera games will never be as, like, interacting or as immersive as other games. Just imagine Witcher 3 if it would be a top-down game without cinematics. People probably wouldn't like Geralt as much as they do now. The closer you get to your subject, the more it creates a connection with the character. Hollywood has known this for a long time, and it also applies to video games. In the past, Larian has kind of struggled with this. Characters are just portraits and little mannequins in the magical D&D XCOM open world. Together with walls of text, they can often dissuade the average ADHD lizard brain 2020 gamer from paying attention or from, you know, delving into its world. We'll just have to be honest here. Most of us have turned into creatures with the attention span akin to a goldfish. Okay, that's the shout out. Something as simple as a cinematic camera and an over-the-shoulder perspective actually does a lot to solve this issue. Another thing is the voice acting is fucking great.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, the city of splendors. I'm a wizard of considerable and scholar of exceptional accomplishment.
Another thing that CRPGs often have a big problem with is this grandiose story. Pillars of Eternity, in my opinion, is the worst offender in this. It's just walls of text about gods and religions and fate. Bruh. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit, okay? It's too much out there for your average 2020 gamer. Although they have struggled with this in the past, I'm happy to report that the stories in BJ3 are more down to earth and simple. For starters, everything is voice acted and it makes a big difference. And the face animations, when they do work, it's early access, remember that. They're actually pretty decent and they remind me of L.A. Noire, which is honestly a badge of honor. Story-wise, it feels a lot less grandiose and more like an actual world filled with people with actual problems. Lots of, like, you know, real situations like lost pets, hostage situations, infiltrations, trolls get mad when you interrupt their sexy time.
She's massive.
Definitely very realistic situation. And with that, oh my god, I'm already way over time. So here is a list with a bunch of features that I wanted to talk about but couldn't. And I'll just leave you with the fact that this is an awesome game. It's still in early access. It has a lot of bugs. If you want the full experience, wait until then. Just know it's gonna be a gem. This is gonna be a game that in a couple of years people will still talk about this game. Guaranteed.
Yo boys, I hope you enjoyed the video that all my slaves made for me because I'm way too lazy to. But for real though, like, thank you so much for watching, and just everyone else, thank you for taking part. Like, I really appreciate it a lot. Like, please go check out everyone's channel in the description. They're all amazing channels. I mean, apart from this guy, but for real, please subscribe to them all because oh my god, they deserve it, and I owe them the world. Anyway, boys, ciao.
Pull up on your block, then I bleed it. Slide, if I don't drop some, I